Word on the street is that Toni Braxton still isn't over how Oprah allegedly humiliated her on TV and sabotaged her career, and now she's reportedly ready to expose her all over again.
From Toni Braxton!
She was so freaking mean to me. I was in shock.
Do you take responsibility for the situation that you're in right now?
100%.
100%?
100%. I couldn't believe it because I loved her so much. I admired her and looked up to her. And she pretty much reprimanded me.
I read that you were upset about stories that your overspending caused this.
She says to me, I hear you have Gucci flatware. I'm Oprah Winfrey and I don't have Gucci flatware.
First of all, I didn't know Gucci made silverware.
You ain't got Gucci flatware because you didn't want to buy it. It's not because you couldn't afford it. What did you mean? And immediately, she made me feel this big, this big. That moment completely changed my career. It made people look down.
Word is, Toni Braxton still hasn't fully healed from the way Oprah allegedly treated her during one of the lowest points in her life. As someone Toni once looked up to, Oprah could have used her platform to uplift and encourage her. Instead, she publicly humiliated her, and that moment has reportedly stayed with Toni for years. Now it's rumored she's finally ready to speak out again. And honestly, can we blame her for still feeling some type of way to bring everyone up to speed on this Toni and Oprah situation, despite her incredible success, which includes more than $170 million in record sales for her label? Toni Braxton filed for bankruptcy not once, but twice. She was making millions for her record label, Arista/LaFace, but earning less than 35 cents per album herself. That's shocking, especially for an artist with several Grammy Awards and over 70 million albums sold worldwide. Toni first started singing with her sisters in the late 1980s as part of the Braxtons before launching her solo career. Her debut album, Toni Braxton, dropped in 1993 and became a massive hit, topping the Billboard 200 and selling 10 million copies. The standout tracks Breathe Again and Another Sad Love Song, along with production from Babyface and Leigh Reid, helped cement her status as a rising R&B superstar. Her follow-up album, Secrets, was just as successful, featuring the global smash Unbreak My Heart, which sold 10 million copies on its own and became one of the best-selling singles of all time. Toni has released 9 studio albums, the latest in 2020, and every one has been a hit. But behind the scenes, she was dealing with a devastating financial situation. In 1997, she filed a lawsuit against her label over her contract, and just 8 weeks later, she filed for bankruptcy. She later revealed she had earned under $2,000 in royalties and was forced to pay back the label for clothes, travel, studio time, and video production costs. Things got so bad that she was even accused of transferring $53,000 to her ex-husband, Kerry Lewis, in an attempt to avoid paying creditors. Then, in 2010, she filed for bankruptcy again, but this time due to serious health issues. After being diagnosed with microvascular angina and later lupus, she had to cancel her high-paying Las Vegas residency.
Like a lot of people don't understand, my second bankruptcy is because I was sick. I have lupus, and my show in Vegas got canceled.
And the insurance wouldn't cover
The
it.
insurance didn't cover it, so I had to pay myself. And
That's a lot. That was a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. So people don't understand this. If you see a concert, you see the lights, you see the band on stage, the artist pays for all that. The hotel rooms, the salary, so then you have nothing.
Toni Braxton's financial struggles didn't end with her bankruptcies. In 2019, the IRS filed a lion against her on December 4th, claiming she owed $340,252.99 in back taxes for 2017. Just days later, the California Franchise Tax Board followed with a separate lion for $164,154.64. Altogether, she was hit with nearly $500,000 in unpaid taxes. During this difficult time, Toni turned to someone she admired and trusted, Oprah Winfrey. Hoping to gain public understanding and clear her image, she agreed to do an interview with Oprah, one she was encouraged to do by her publicist. But instead of finding support, Toni says the experience left her feeling humiliated and judged. Rather than showing empathy, Oprah reportedly took a harsh, condescending tone, asking questions like, "Do you have Gucci flatware?" and "Do you have a lion skin rug?" She even said, "You couldn't have possibly thought you could buy 7 or 8 cars," adding, "I hear you have Gupti silverware. I'm Oprah Winfrey, and I don't have Gupti silverware." The comments, according to Toni, made her feel belittled and mocked rather than understood. Toni later expressed deep regret about doing the interview, feeling it only worsened her public image and made her financial issues seem frivolous. She accused Oprah of being a fake humanitarian who cared more about optics than actually supporting others. Toni also claimed that Oprah's comments were rooted in her own insecurities, pointing out that Oprah could afford luxury items like Gucci flatware. She just chose not to.
Welcome, Toni Braxton!
She was so freaking mean to me. I was in shock.
Do you take responsibility for the situation that you're in right now?
100%.
100%.
100%. I couldn't believe it because I loved her so much. I admired her and looked up to her. And she pretty much reprimanded me.
I read that you were upset about stories that your overspending caused this.
She says to me, "I hear you have Gucci flatware." I'm Oprah Winfrey and I don't have Gucci flatware.
First of all, I didn't know Gucci made silverware.
You ain't got Gucci flatware because you didn't want to buy it. It's not because you couldn't afford it. What do you mean? And immediately, she made me feel this big. This big. That moment completely changed my career. It made people look down on me.
To make matters worse, there were reports that Oprah didn't just humiliate Toni Braxton on her show. She may have actively sabotaged her. Allegedly, Oprah tipped off Toni's record label before the interview even aired. A source close to the situation revealed that Toni filed for bankruptcy while she was in the middle of renegotiating her contract with LaFace Records, a move that didn't look good for the label, especially considering Braxton had already sold over 16 million records. According to the source, when Oprah found out Toni planned to discuss the bankruptcy on the Oprah Winfrey Show, she called LaFace and warned them, "Toni's on my show today. She intends to make you guys look really bad, but I think it's messed up. So watch the show." That move alone led many people to call Oprah out for being a snake and projecting her own insecurities onto Toni. And let's be honest, there were signs that Oprah may have had her own hang-ups around money and luxury. This is someone who once said she extended the life of her pantyhose by cutting off the leg with a run and pairing it with another single-legged one. She even shared how she used to create DIY Spanx using old hose for support under her skirts. And when it came to beauty, Oprah admitted she reused her $3.99 eyelashes, saying not only did it save her money, but the lashes also fit better after being worn. So of course, people speculated that her harsh comments about Toni owning Gucci flatware were more about Oprah's personal money anxieties than Toni's spending habits. In fact, Oprah herself has shared that even after receiving her first entertainment paycheck, she wasn't comfortable buying luxury items. She once recalled walking into Crate & Barrel, eyeing a $49.95 flatware set, and walking away from it because she didn't feel she earned enough to afford it. In another interview, Oprah spoke about witnessing someone debating whether to buy a similar set in a store. Because it reminded her of her past struggles, she went to the counter and paid for the person's purchase. She explained how moments like that shaped her entire outlook on life and said, "Gratitude really is my religion." But for many fans, Oprah's statements just confirmed what they'd already suspected, that she was projecting those old insecurities onto Toni during the interview. They felt Oprah could have extended more empathy, especially considering Toni's circumstances. Let's not forget, Toni wasn't just a Grammy-winning superstar, she was also the breadwinner for her entire family. She has tearfully spoken about the emotional and financial weight she carried, revealing that she was the one keeping things afloat while her sisters took a backseat. According to Toni, only Tamar stepped in occasionally to help. Given all that, many believe Oprah missed an opportunity to uplift rather than tear down another Black woman, one who was clearly going through it. Instead of showing compassion, the interview became a moment of public judgment that to this day Toni reportedly regrets and has never fully gotten over.
My daddy's divorced, and a divorced mom pretty much got nothing. I'm not going to leave my mom by herself. So I'm going to make sure my mother's taken care of. None of my siblings have helped me take care of my mother to make sure she was okay, except for Tamar. No one said, "This is before Vincent." Before Vincent. Mommy's car insurance is due. Let's help Toni with mommy car insurance. Or Tamar.
Toni also revealed that while she was handling the family's finances, Her sisters Trina and Tawanda demanded to be paid for working for her, even though she was already covering everything. Meanwhile, Tamar, who was also helping with the bills, never asked for a dime. It wasn't that Toni expected her sisters to work for free. She just felt that since she was paying them, the least they could do was help take care of their mom and handle a few responsibilities around the house.
Nothing.
You still charge her? I don't charge her. When the last time have I charged you for a show?
Tamar
It's been
hasn't charged you
years.
for a show for years. My sister Tamar never charges me to do background singing for me. My sister Trina does. My sister Tawanda, she's an executive assistant. That makes sense for her to get a salary. I just wish every situation was not about Toni's savings and loans.
I have never charged Toni. And what I am saying is it pissed me off. When I saw that you and Tawanda get paid, I was pissed off.
Maybe Toni Braxton's decision to buy a few luxury items was simply her way of showing herself some appreciation after years of hard work, especially considering how much she did to support her entire family. She didn't deserve the harsh judgment and backlash she received from Oprah. In fact, in her book, Toni made it clear that her bankruptcies weren't caused by overspending on luxury goods. They were the result of a terrible management deal. She had to cover the costs of her own tours, including paying the band, crew, and other expenses out of her own pocket because the label refused to do it. On top of that, her medical bills were piling up due to her lupus diagnosis, forcing her to take out massive loans just to keep things going. The Gucci flatware that Oprah fixated on. It was one of the few things Toni bought to reward herself. And instead of showing understanding, Oprah used it as a weapon to tear her down. Even actress and comedian Monique called out how damaging the interview was. In a post sharing a clip of it, she wrote, "If you think Oprah only demeans black men, it's because black women have been made virtually invisible. See for yourself with our sister Toni B. In case you forgot or never knew, love us to life." Allegedly, Toni is still not over how that interview affected her reputation and her career. Like Monique, she's reportedly hoping that Oprah will one day issue a public apology. And truthfully, many people are backing her, saying Toni's financial struggles had nothing to do with Gucci, but everything to do with systemic industry exploitation. Instead of focusing on whether record labels were treating artists fairly, Oprah redirected the conversation to Toni's spending habits, essentially setting her up to be judged and ridiculed. That shift in narrative, many say, was both unfair and harmful. Will Oprah ever apologize? It's hard to say. Monique is still waiting on hers. And let's not even get into how Oprah allegedly did Michael Jackson dirty. But what do you think? Is Toni right to still feel betrayed? Do you think Oprah owes her an apology? And does Oprah have a pattern of putting down black people? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.